And then I might mute myself so that I don't echo when I watch it when I'm grabbing the link live. Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Hi,
Yeah,
Yolessa.
we're
How are
live.
you? Yeah, so
I'm good. Yeah, here we
yeah,
are.
here we
Yeah,
are after quite a few technical issues, but we are here. We never give up.
right,
Yeah.
right. We never give
So
up.
yeah, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
It's a nice sunny day in Sedona. I can't complain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think today is like our final sign up day, right? It's our
It
final.
is our final sign up day. Yeah, it's the final
Yeah.
day, and I'm so excited. I just posted earlier in my group how like I can't wait to see what happens this time. Like each time that I've done it, there's been quite a few awakenings, there's been quite a few, like awareness channels opening up and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to what happens this time. I'm so excited. Yeah. So
Yeah.
can you share with everybody, right? What
Hmm.
happened? What happens? What are the things that you have observed for yourself that have happened when you detox? When you've
Um,
detoxed? Yeah.
okay. Well, I think it's worth sharing my story. I think it's been a long time, or maybe I haven't specifically shared it before. So everyone knows I lead this detox, but they're like, how did I even come into this? Gosh. I mean, I've always been interested in uh this in detox and food and things like that, but I really did not take detox seriously, you know, probably until my late 20s. So I'm aging myself. I'm aging myself. It's been a lot of years. We'll just say that. Ooh, you're muted, Dehesa, I think.
It's good now. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me? I was just saying it
yeah,
wasn't that long ago.
yeah, not that long ago. So it wasn't not that long ago.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't that long ago. Yeah.
yeah, so what got me into it was that truthfully, I had turned onto the spiritual path.
Yeah.
Um, and for 7 years, the first 7 years of that path, I did a lot of physical training. I mean, I'm that person that devoted myself,
Mhm.
like if there was a person who like was committed and did their focused meditation, that was me, for like
Yeah.
7 years, like truly a devotee. And at the end of those 7 years, I found myself in a place. Truthfully, I became, I somehow found myself like depressed. Truthfully,
Mhm.
after 7 years, and you choose to go on this spiritual path, hoping in the beginning that it's going to resolve your issues, of course, right?
Yeah.
And it did. And it definitely softened the symptoms. It worked to
Yeah.
soften the symptoms. But
Yeah.
did they altogether disappear? No. And then what I found was, if I didn't stay diligent with, like the amount of intense training I was doing, whatever I was doing,
Yeah.
my energy, would fall so easily back into its old patterns. And so I began to ask myself, when you do it like hardcore for 7 years, I began to ask myself, like I feel like everything I'm doing is just like touching the symptoms. It's not
Yeah.
really getting to the root. And then I started asking, why isn't it working? I'm going to be frank, like I started questioning and asking, like, why isn't this
Yeah.
working? And I think I had come into it with maybe false expectations.
Yeah.
Um, and at the 7 year mark is when a lot of those preconceptions, illusions started falling apart, and
Mhm.
I had to create something. I had to find something new. I had to turn at an intersection. I had to
Yeah.
find a new way. Um, Now looking back on it, I realized that that juncture of me having to find a new way, all those 7 years were basically spent preparing to actually, I realize now in retrospect that it was the preparation
Yeah.
to actually change. I wasn't ready in the beginning
Oh,
to really face myself. Can you hear
yeah.
me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
But then after, yeah, but at the culmination of the 7 years, um, that's when my mind was ready. And I realized I had used my practices to avoid myself, in fact. And people are like, how could you do that with meditation? I'm like, you can avoid yourself with yoga and meditation. Let me tell you. You can avoid yourself with work. You can avoid yourself with vision. You can use all kinds of things. It doesn't matter what it is, and you could still be
Yeah.
avoiding yourself.
Yeah.
The So it's like what you do is you use them as a way to relieve yourself of the symptoms, like when you feel stressed or intense, but you
Yeah.
never really go all the way in. You never really go all the way in. You just make yourself feel better, you
Yeah.
know, because you're overwhelmed and you never really go through it. So at the 7 year mark, I was looking for a way to go through it. And that's how I came upon detox. Um, and yeah, and I was showing symptoms, in my organs. My organs were very weak, despite everything I'd done. Right,
Yeah.
my organs were very, very weak. Ironically, at that juncture, and so I was looking. I was just looking to heal myself, and intuitively, this is the direction I went. The first thing I did, I want to share. My first experience with detox was actually getting a colonic. I'm
Oh,
remembering it.
wow.
Yeah, getting a
Oh,
colonic.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hadn't like done like a full blown program or something. I just did a colonic. Let me tell
How
you.
did
I
that
don't know.
feel?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you out there have ever done a colonic or an enema. I mean, a colonic is like a way more intense version of an enema.
I've heard
So
about it.
you've
Yeah.
heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
So
heard
I,
about it. Yeah.
yeah, I did this colonic and it was a profound experience. Because my first chakra was so blocked, I came to understand.
Mm.
When I did this colonic, um, like just from what came out, first of all, but then more than what came out, I went through profound pain in my legs and in my feet. And actually, I couldn't get through the whole colonic because it was so profoundly painful.
Mm.
And later on, I came to understand that's the result of major, 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 major blockages in the first chakra and the digestive tract. And that's how I think that experience, I mean, I felt a lot better after, but that experience, like, also just emotionally, what I went through, that experience is what led me to realize, oh my God, like, I really like there must be like blockages in my blockages in my digestive tract, my organs that really need addressing. Uh, and it comes together with all these emotional all these emotional quirks or blocks or things that I need to deal
Yeah.
with. That's when I first had like a full recognition of my condition. And from there, everything began. Yeah. So
So why
yeah.
have you, so you've kept detoxing since then. Why? What does that do for you?
So detoxing was so powerful for me.
Yeah.
So my case when I detoxed, originally, I mean, I think I was a pretty severe case, but the amount of plaque that came out of my body. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with plaque, but you have mucus in your nose, for example. But plaque is like an extreme accumulation of mucus throughout your digestive system, and that's happening. Think about why you accumulate mucus in the nose. It's because of dust or dirt, and so the mucus traps it. And so in your digestive system, it's the same thing. it's trapping all the toxins. And the amount of mucus I had was like, surmountable.
Yeah.
And it started coming out, and you're like, okay, the first time it comes out, but then it just came out, and it continued to come out. So I would detox every 3 months, and like the
Yeah.
amount that would come out was just astonishing every time. And I would do that together. So I would do these, colon cleanses together with liver cleanses, and the amount of gallstones that would come out. I mean, one time I had a gallstone that was like this big,
Yeah.
one stone traveling through my system. So my liver, I came to understand like my liver additionally was like
Mm.
extremely, extremely toxic. So this went on, like this process of entering in and out of detox, and the severity of what was coming out went on for a good 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And in that process, there was really a critical point where one night, as I was going through like a detox episode, all these memories that were repressed that I did not remember started coming forth. And it was like for 24 hours, like I literally stayed up all night, and the stream of consciousness that came to me about myself, that it was like I had been living completely in a delusion, and all these realities started presenting themselves to me. Um, and I started, those realities needed to be accepted. It was like my whole emotional body came to consciousness that had been repressed. And I remember that night so clearly. I stayed up all night, and my back had had a lot of pain. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, like I had grown up with scoliosis. So, my blockages get held, physically there, different for different people. And so by the end of that 24 hours, the amount of information about like, and trauma that I had integrated was massive. And all this pain and stiffness came out of my spine simultaneously. And when I got up, my posture was different, my spine was different.
Mm.
And maybe for the first time in my life, really, for the first time in my life, I could sense, I could touch the feeling of loving myself.
Wow. Before you go forward, hello, I know somebody is watching now. Sorry for the technical issues. If you are here, Yolessa will be doing a reading. Are you willing to be are you willing to be one of the people who's like, if you are up for a reading, or what did I call it, spiritual reading, psychic
Mhm.
reading with Yolessa, just comment, and then we'll get you on here. Then Yolessa will do her magic for you. Can you please continue sharing? Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning. That's how it began. I forget. It's like I paused for a moment. And I'm like, my brain. I did a brain fart. It's like, what's the
Yeah.
very last thing that I said? Um, do you remember what was the very last thing that I said?
I was trying to keep up. You were talking about how like you started walking straight.
Yes, my spine changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
My spine changed. And yes, I touched the feeling of loving myself for the very first time.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was the beginning. That was the beginning of a fundamental shift. Because once I knew the feeling
Are
of
you there? Can you
accepting
hear
myself
me?
and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
the feeling of
Okay.
accepting myself and having compassion for myself.
Yeah. I
Um,
can. Yeah.
Telling myself
Definitely.
it was okay, and that everything I had done was about survival and all these things. All of that fight, I could, I could, I could surrender all of that war inside of me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's when my life, things like my whole life fundamentally changed. My relation, everything changed. The way I looked. If you look at pictures of me, actually, like before I went through the detox, people literally don't recognize me. Do you know that?
I
Like
can see that.
literally,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
look at the pictures and they're like, "Is that like it? Literally doesn't look like you." Like It might be a family member. I don't know. They're like, who is it? Because energetically, and also just actually physically, I look different. My body changed, my waist changed, like
Mm.
literally the way my shoulders, my
Uh-oh.
like physical face changed, everything changed. Um,
Yeah.
and then my emotions changed, and
Mhm.
yeah, I changed from the
Yeah.
inside out.
Yeah. It's interesting
Yeah.
how when I did the detox also, I felt like there was a certain level of fighting that literally just decreased, like internal fighting.
Yes.
That word, like that internal fighting. I-
Yes. It just like went
yes.
down. So,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's that, well, that's the conflicts.
Yeah.
So when that internal fighting goes on, that internal fighting is the reason why it's so hard to step forward in life and to
Yeah.
manifest, because we're just like, no, like,
Yeah.
and we will fight to the death to protect whatever it is, like
Yeah.
our fortress will stay inside our fortress, we'll fight to the death and to protect, our false beliefs actually.
Yeah. Okay. So
But
hi. So
yeah.
let's say so finally people are starting to join us. I am
Yay!
so sorry for the technical issues. So sorry. I don't know what happened, but we are here now. Francie says she would like to have one of your readings on her spiritual reading, and Barbara also. How many people like do you think you can do today?
Um, so I think if I can do like just five, I'm gonna do like short, like 5 minute
Yeah,
yeah, like
maximum 5 1. So if you are,
maximum five
yeah,
minutes, yeah.
okay. So if you are here and would like to have that reading with Yolessa, so we already have two spots taken now, Francie and Barbara. Please say yes, I'm in. Say whatever it is that you want to say. Yes, just say yes, and then you'll be added to the list. All right. So what we are going to do is I am going to, how do we add people in here actually? Romin
Yes.
Sinta said yes. Glennis said yes. So we have now 4 yeses. Only one more yes, and then we'll be done. All right. So how do I invite
Yes, I was gonna
somebody?
say we're gonna be able to
Invite,
see them, right?
copy. All right. So what I'm going to do is, Francie, you are next. I'm about to post a link here. Please click on that link and then join us. All right. I'm putting a link. It's a StreamYard link in the chat box. Please click that link and then join us. Okay, Jocelyn says yes. All right, Jocelyn says yes. All right, so we have all five. Let me put all your names so that we have the list over here. This is going to be so exciting. I mean, Cinta said exciting. Yes, I'm excited too. Okay, so Francie, are you coming? I just put the link in there. You just need to click the link.
Is it
There you
is it
go. Francie is here.
okay. Oh, there we
Hello.
go.
Hi, Francie. How are
I'm
you?
fine. How are you?
I'm good.
I look
First
kind
time
of
we
ugly. I'm getting
nice.
myself ready to go out, so you all have to excuse how I look.
No,
You
that's
look
all right.
beautiful.
Blessings, blessings to you both. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
to you
yes.
too. Where are you joining us from?
I am in Michigan. I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. My
Yes.
son is not too far from you. He is in wait, New Hampshire.
You're like, I have to think about
Yeah,
it. I don't know
he's
where
in,
he is.
he's in New Hampshire. All right. So Yolessa, do your thing. Well,
All right.
I list everybody. Yeah.
All right. So Francie, I'm just gonna ask you to take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, with me, and just focus on relaxing your body, relaxing your shoulders, Relaxing your hips. I'm just going to ask you to say your full name out loud once.
Francie McDonald.
Okay, Francie, you can open your eyes. So a lot of times the way things come to me, they come to me in pictures. And I always just like to share the pictures because you might know what the picture is saying even better than me. So I feel like you're witnessing something that is difficult for you. I don't know if it's currently you're witnessing it. Has to do with somebody you care about um, deeply, and I feel like you're witnessing it, you're watching it, right? And you're really struggling with how to. I feel like you feel a little bit like you can't say much or do much, but just witnessing it is so profoundly painful and like disturbing on some level. I want to use that word disturbing. It's very painful and disturbing for you, and it's creating. I feel like it's a lot of people think like trauma is something that has to happen to you, but it's just as traumatic to witness somebody you love going through something difficult and feeling on some level uh, powerless in the situation or not really knowing how to address it or help them. Um, like how to offer guidance or how yeah, that's the essence of it. Can I ask you who it is? Is it your child or?
It's an ex.
Okay, it feels like a man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's an ex.
It's
Yeah.
funny that I said child or son. I'm like, it's your
Well,
ex.
he acts like one. So
It's like he acts like your child.
he acts like one. So yes.
Yeah, I get that feeling. I get that feeling. Can I ask you the nature of what he's going, like what you're witnessing, I guess? Are you open to sharing a
Well,
little bit?
I've been knowing him for over 25 years, and we really got together physically in 2009. But it's been
Mm-hmm.
really difficult and everything. But I was told through the spirit last year that he was my twin flame.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of twin flames?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So therefore, because he's my twin flame, we're going through this back and forth thing and everything. But he's not really good for me because he's not taking the time out to work on himself. I have been working on myself, especially with this pandemic. It has really shown me some things about myself that I really need to correct, and I have been working on those things. He was stealing. He's in a karmic relationship, and uh, he was stealing my energy to build that relationship up. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't until I stopped giving my energy away to him that
Mm-hmm.
now I see that everything is kind of falling apart over there. But still, I can't have him in my life right now because his energy, and he's not really working on himself.
Okay, so the crux of it, you're doing the right thing, definitely. But with withdrawing your energy, you are because you do love him,
I do.
and you don't want to hurt him. I can feel that. You know you're doing the right thing. And yes, you have been guided. So, good for you for listening. But withdrawing your energy, even though you know that it's the right thing to do,
Hmm.
um, there are still feelings of like it's still difficult
It is.
feeling because how can I say this? You know it's the right thing to do, and yet for whatever the reason, you still feel like I don't want to hurt this person. and that can come with like a weird guilt, even though you know it's the right thing,
Mhm.
but it's um, like, for, I feel like, yeah, it's guilt. So, my dear, you're not guilty, first of all. That's the first thing I'm going to say to you. And I think you
Because he makes me feel
already know that.
he makes me feel guilty. He tries to. I mean, even though we don't talk physically, I still hear him. You know what I'm saying? I still feel him because he is my twin flame. You know, he sends messages
Mm,
to me through through the internet, you know, and
right.
things, you know, I get the messages, and yes, he's trying to make me feel guilty, and that's what I'm having a problem at, like you said. So
Yes.
I'm working on it. I'm truly, truly working on it.
Okay. So this, the last thing I'm just going to say to you is this, and that's why I use the word powerlessness. Actually, this is guilt. This is about power. You're taking your power back, right?
Right,
You're taking
right,
your first
right,
chakra back,
right,
which you're supposed to do. People are going to make their own energy, and there's guilt about that, even though it's your chakra actually. but,
right,
and,
right,
but
right.
because
He thinks it's his too.
right, but because you're working through, probably this past life codependence, or the nature of the codependence in the relationship, and it's like in the process of correcting that unhealthy pattern, these feelings are coming up. So for you going forward, the one thing I want to say is like, probably in other areas of your life, like maybe earlier in your life, there were also, it's coming out now, like in this COVID situation, everything's amplified in COVID, right? Like this is now the opportunity of a lifetime to see like
Yes, yes. Oh
everything,
my goodness,
you
yes,
know.
yes.
but it's amplified in this, through this connection that you have. But the pattern has been pervading your life in some way, shape, or form for many, many, many years. And it's like it's kept you, because you haven't had your full chi, like your energy in your first chakra, it's kept you from being able to
Mm,
use that energy to build something or do whatever it is that you want to do with your life. Can you
mm.
understand? So it's like you've been trapped and you're like, why can't I go forward? Why can't I build? Why can't I manifest the way I want to?
Right, right.
And you're like in the process of retracting your chi.
Mm,
So for you, this is about, and I think you know this, like,
hmm.
integrating that guilt and those patterns to not avoid anything that comes up emotionally from this point, to let yourself feel it and examine it, and like why, like, because underneath it there's some beliefs going on, even though you know what's what and you know what's right, there are still some lingering attachments or lingering beliefs, and it's like your whole life view has to change. Your whole your beliefs have to go through a correction. Your information has to go through a correction for you to be able to let go of those last strings and truly move on. Okay.
So I just want to have one question. Is there, well, if you can feel it somehow, is there any way that we will rekindle in this lifetime, or I just
So
have to wait and see?
yeah, right now I feel like the future is a matter of probabilities. I feel like you need to wait and see, because what's going to happen, it's like, I hate to say it, but things are going to kind of fall apart for him for a while.
Yeah,
They,
yeah. I
they,
can, yeah,
they,
because I took my energy back. So yeah.
yeah, but they need to, my dear, because he's going to see what's really going on with himself.
Mm.
And so it's not a bad thing. He needs to see that. He needs to see who he really is. And I feel like he is going to begin to integrate some things as a result of things falling apart.
Mm.
But it's going to take time. I feel like the time that comes to me, like 3 years, um, and after some time passes, yes, I feel like there is an opportunity to reconnect. But I feel like he's going to come, possibly repent to you. He'll be
That's what
different.
Spirit told me. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he'll be different. He'll be different, but it's years. It's not like a month. It's a couple, I feel like 3 years. He needs to that he's gonna need. to process.
Okay, so my dreams were true because I would have dreams about it, about him changing. So yeah,
Yes, I do feel that he will change. Some people won't, truthfully. But this one, I feel like he will. But he's gonna have to,
go through some things. Yeah,
yeah, for
I
that to
get,
happen.
I get it. I just happened to go on, Diasa, your it came up in my email because I'm hooked up to your email. So I don't know, I just got on there and I just said I'm gonna take a chance, and here I am. I need to hear this is really a good confirmation of what spirit has already told me. So I'm gonna take this, and I appreciate it. It's giving me clarity, and it's giving me hope. So I
Oh,
thank you so much for it.
oh,
Your
you're welcome.
your energy is awesome. Both of your energies are awesome. You're a blessing, and to lifting up women, and just helping us. And I think it's a beautiful thing. A
Okay.
beautiful thing that what both of you are doing.
Thank you for being here, Francie.
Thank you for having my ugly self on here, but
You're beautiful. Good luck.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So the next person is Barbara Bliss. Barbara
Okay.
Bliss. Barbara Bliss. Can you please use the link? Okay, I may have to post it again. Barbara Bliss, if you are here, we'll wait for a minute. If not, we'll move on to. So here's what's happening. Hello in Cape Town. Hello, everybody. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Monica. Hi, I am officially free. Yeah? All right. So here's what's happening. So when we started this live stream, we said possibly maybe 5 people. If we have time, maybe a little more people. So we already have 5 people in the, what do you call it, in the queue on the
Mhm.
wedding. So when all these 5 people pass, then we'll see who else. We'll see. We don't promise anything. Depending on if somebody left and lost their spot, then it gives a way for the next person to actually come in. You see what I mean? Right.
Mhm.
So I'm calling in Barbara Bliss, calling in once, calling in twice. Barbara, Barbara, are you here? So
Oh, there she is. She said, I
no,
used the link, but you cannot see me.
somehow. No. So if I have not called your name yet, please do not try to uh to 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 come in. There you go, Barbara. That way it gives way for anybody who. Okay, Barbara. Yeah, there you go. Yay! Hi, Barbara. I'm about to add you now.
Oh, there she is.
Hi,
Hi,
Barbara. How
Barbara.
are you?
How are you?
Nice to
Okay,
see
Barbara.
you.
Nice to see you
Yes, nice
too.
to
Thank
see
you for
you.
taking me.
Of
Yes, yes,
course.
yes.
Where are you joining us from? Yeah.
I am to see you.
Oh, wait.
Thank you for
Okay.
taking me.
Do you have a mic, a headphone? We forgot about that.
I am see you.
Oh, wait.
Thank you for
Okay.
taking me.
Do you have a mic?
Oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Maybe
they have
let
to
every
connect to a
yeah,
mic. So when she connects
yeah.
to a mic, Barbara, when you have a mic, please come back in. In the meantime, Romincita, you are next. Right? It's okay, Brenda. It's okay. No worries. Yeah. Romincita, you are next. Romincita, you are next. Please use the link to come in. I'm going to post the link again so that you can come in. Again, what I said earlier, it's like depending on who we get next, who skips, right? If you are here, stay until the end, then you may get a chance to get a reading from Yolessa. Right now we have 4 people in line. We'll see what happens after that. All right. Romincita, are you here?
She says, yay, exciting.
Okay.
Thank
All right. So
you.
after Romincita, the next person is Glennis. Please also, Glennis, be ready. You can use the link and come in. Okay, Barbara is here. Okay, Glennis, hold on. Barbara is here. We'll do Barbara. Romincita, you can stay here. Don't go anywhere. Okay. We'll do Barbara and then we'll do you. Sounds good? I can see you, Romincita. Give me thumbs up. Yeah, okay. Barbara? Okay, you are here.
All right, there we go.
Yes.
Good. All right. So
Okay,
Barbara,
can you hear me?
yes.
Okay,
So
perfect.
Barbara, just taking a deep breath in, deep breath into the nose, out through the mouth with me. Shoulders, relaxing your hips. Can you say your full name out loud once?
Barbara Grashaus.
Okay, Barbara, you can open your eyes. Um, did you go through a loss recently?
Mm-hmm.
And you recognize you're still very much grieving that loss, right? Yeah. So you are very much like in the middle of it.
And was
How
my
long?
eldest son.
Yeah. How have you been coping with your grief? Can I ask you?
Well, I feel that I cope. I guess I cope quite well, but sometimes it's still here.
Mm. Um, did you feel like the death was a little premature?
Yes.
Yeah.
He.
So I feel like the main message for you here is like, because I feel like part of you is like, why? You know, like, why did it happen like this? It feels a little unjust, you know. And so I feel like I'm bringing that to consciousness because I feel like for you to sort of integrate what's happening, to be able to move through it, um, it's kind of an acceptance that that though you may not understand it, there is, I guess what I want to say, frankly, is that everything happened the way it's supposed to. Everything has happened the way it's supposed to. I know that you're feeling like a lot of like kind of like you're left behind. You know? And you have all this time and all these years, and it's just like alone. But you are going to do things. You're going to recover, and you're going to go do things with your life. You know. I want you to really. I feel like the message for you is. Though you might feel like it was the wrong time, everything happened as it was supposed to. There is a plan for you. You are being looked after. I can feel it. You have angels. You have guides. You have spirit around you. I want to really reassure you that there is a plan for you.
Okay.
This is not an abandonment. Okay? I feel like that's the essence of what you need to hear today. Yeah.
Thank you. I just hear it double time, so.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Can you say something about the plan?
So let me see. Let me see if I can look in a little bit more. It feels like it's going to take about 2 years for you actually to fully integrate what's happened. It's going to take a little time. But after you do you have a plan to travel? Is that something you would do? There's somewhere you're going to go.
Um, right now, I left Germany for Italy. So I'm living in Italy.
Yes. So I feel like you're gonna move. Like you're even 2 years from now. Like I don't know that you'll stay in Italy, but you're going to. Your life is going to venture out, and that will be the beginning. The traveling, staying in different places, totally
Yeah,
different lifestyle than you
I want
previously.
to start with Hawaii.
Yeah, can you see your joy? Can you see your joy right now? So this is what I mean. Not yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Are we
you.
complete?
Yes.
Okay. The MC here is,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
thank
Yolessa,
you.
you're fantastic.
Oh, thank
Ah,
you,
you're welcome.
Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. Okay, so nice to meet you. Okay. All right, Romincita, you are next. So do you have a mic? Okay, I can see that you have a mic. Everybody that's coming on live, please make sure that you have headphones so that we don't have the same issues as before. And Glennis just gave away her spot. So the next person after Romincita will be Monica. How about that? All right. Romincita, there you
Hey,
are.
hello, hello,
Hey, how
hello,
are
hello.
you?
Hello.
Hi, thank you.
Hi.
Oh, this is
All
exciting. I just saw your stuff and it's like, oh, why not? I'll go reading for it with with your lesson. This is a great one.
Yeah.
I never done this, but thank you.
Okay. All right. So just taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth with me. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your hips. And can you say your full name out loud once, Romancita?
Romancita Davis.
Okay. You can open your eyes. It's funny that you have a red sweater on and there's red in the background because you have some fire. You have some fire.
Yes, I am on fire.
Yeah.
I am on fire. Finally, this year is really very clear to me. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, there's some fire. So the one thing I'm gonna say about your fire, like that fire energy like gives you like your will is strong. But uh, so is the anger.
Go ahead. Don't hold on. I'm willing to listen.
A little bit. So when I saw you, when like I said, things tend to come to me in images. I was like, "Are you married?"
Yes, I
I
am
was gonna
happily
say
married.
yes. So who is it that aggravates you the most?
Oh gosh, it's my father.
Yeah.
If you sense something aggravation or angry, it's towards my father.
And is your father someone you see regularly?
Not really. I try to
Not.
not talk to him as much because it like you said he has its way of really getting me and losing my patience. So
Mm.
yes.
Oh, I feel that. Okay. I see. So I think what it is when I'm seeing you, I think what happens, you go through a communication with your father, and like literally every time you communicate, you become irate and you explode
Yes.
like
Yeah.
ex-
He's just
exploding. Yeah.
you're right. I To be honest, I just actually get back to him this month. I, like I stopped supporting him since November, and I just got back just this month. But I got back, but I'm very clear of my boundary, and I just give
Mm,
what I can give, and I'm not giving more because that's all I can give him.
mm, okay.
Yes.
So let me see here.
Ooh, there's
So
a
that's
lot of
why I said
emotion coming up
yes,
with
it's a
this
lot of
topic.
so
Oh.
yeah. So were you visiting your home country
No,
or
he's in Philippines. We
yeah,
talk
okay.
just calls.
Okay. All right. So let me see here. Yeah. Okay. Uh, how long you feel? You, so I'm just going to use the word because I think you need to give it a word because I feel like you feel like he. But how can I say it? There's no real nice way to say this, but I feel like you feel um, like ab- abused by him, but it's like financial or
Yeah. Yes, I'm working. Can you please go? You need some more? Okay. Sorry.
it's
Sorry.
okay. Like the nature of
All
it
right.
is
All right.
yeah,
Thank you. Close the
the
door.
the nature of it's financial or
Yes, he's
yes,
he's
and
very
like he does
abusive financially.
yeah,
He's
yes, and he doesn't like get up, he doesn't do anything. He just
Yeah. Yes, because my father. I would really. I am hesitant to say this, but at the same time, I want to say it just in case any of your viewer too is going through the same thing. Um, my father was, or my God, why am I talking like he's already gone? But anyway, he's always been abusive. In
mhm,
fact, my mother died because of him. Um, and he just liked to take things. He likes to take and take financially, emotionally, and he would treat you really badly, words and physically,
mm,
emotional and everything. And I get to the point that it was too much. He was very too much. We are the one that's supporting him, but at the same time, he wants to abuse me through words. It's really, I don't know, he has this thing, really, way of really reaching into my heart that I lose patience and that I actually can say, like, you know what? Number one, you killed my mother. Was 5 years old. You killed my mother. Number two, I've been taking care of you and you're not appreciating my effort as a daughter, trying to make your life better. I give her maids, I give her, no, I give him maids, I give him support, but all he does, all those things, is like he treat the maids really awful, like the maid or me, we don't have emotion, that he
right.
can just throw words, like to a stone that doesn't feel anything. And
Okay.
I don't think so he'll change. I don't think so he will. That's why I'm trying to just back off my communication.
Okay.
Boy, it's coming out right now, so I think
Yeah.
I really have a lot of healing to go through with this
Yeah.
and becoming emotional.
It's a release. So there's one message in particular I just want to say to you.
Sure.
You are right for retracting your support. Okay. Any feeling that you have of like maybe, like when you doubt yourself or if guilt comes in or anything like that, you understand me? You are in the right.
Thank you.
I feel like you need that message. You need to be
Yes.
validated.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Ah, yes. Whew, it's a lot of emotion. Yes.
Yeah, you are in the right. I feel like this is the message for you.
Yeah.
It is the right action. And I
Ah,
want to say one more thing. Even if you perceive like suffering from your dad, that is suffering that he needs to go through for his own healing, actually. So
yeah.
you're actually doing him a favor by retracting your energy, like from a spiritual point of view. So that's why I'm adding this, because I want you to fully understand why you are right.
Okay. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice.
Okay. Just breathe out. You're free. You're free.
Yes. Whew, I got work to do with that. Yeah, it's like, whew, I cannot believe how strong this thing is. How strong. Um, I felt like he's dragging my energy down, so I tried to. That's why I put strong boundary right now, so I can serve. Um, yeah, but this is pretty quite obvious to me that you felt the energy behind my energy field. So I believe that I really need to work on healing, between me and
Mhm.
my father.
Yes.
Whew.
But it can happen now that you've let go. Very hard
Yes,
to heal when you're in the middle of it. Yeah.
right, right, right. Whew. Whew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the Hassa, did you want to say something?
I changed my mind. So what I was also going to ask was, because I've experienced, not to the extent that Romincita has experienced it, but I've experienced maybe to the same extent, I don't know, lots of anger, lots and lots of anger in my life. And I know that, can you share with everybody how it impacts you when you have so much anger, and what happens when you release that anger? Like Yolessa.
Oh,
No,
oh,
Yolessa,
that's
yeah.
very beautiful because, okay, when it was too much anger in my heart, you know what happened? The anger that, because he's in the Philippines, I can't really like be face to face because when he can't stand what I say to him, basically I'm just presenting him what he's been doing to me and other people. He would just hang up, and I just want him to be in front of me and we talk and just talk. But anyway, I release I release that control that I want him to listen for everything, because when I get so mad at him and I can't really voice it all out to him, what happened is my direct family suffers.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
will get mad to my
Yes.
daughter, my son, and my husband. What? For no reason, because I have anger. I have anger that can't release to that direct person. And then they suffer. And then I saw that like, this is just BS. This is BS. This is nonsense. I'm doing this to the most important people in my life, because truth be told, I don't care if my father goes. But I care for my children. And then I ask myself why I'm treating the family that I have now, that cares for me, that loves me so deeply, treat them, like bad. And I saw myself like, oh my God, I am recreating my father's action from me towards the people that loves me. And it was awful. I saw that. And you know what? I released it. And I don't want to stay in that vibration. And I don't want to allow my family to continue to suffer because I am mad with my father. So when I released that, my relationship with my family gets better, and my patient is really nice. And I, I always connect with my angel anyway. And Michelle, my guardian angel, is always telling me that what I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. And it's better. Normally I get mad like every single day or every single week. Now it's just gonna be like a month or close to a month before I yell, and it's beautiful. It's really nonsense to treat people that we care the most
Mm-hmm.
because we're angry of someone.
Yeah.
It's important to see that. It's important to see the people you love and you care the most, that you don't want to lose, and rain that emotion and love to them. Do you love them enough to release your anger? And that's what I do. I release my anger.
I hope that you find like deep healing from that.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a chance, please do join the detox. It will be really, 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 really healing for you. I promise you that much.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you came on live now. And
Thank you so much.
wishing
I
you
Yeah.
didn't
lots of
expect
healing.
crying.
Yeah. It's okay. We understand.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you, Yolessa. Thank you,
You're
Yolessa.
welcome.
You're welcome, Raminsita. See you
Thank you, thank you.
soon.
You have a good one. Bye.
Thank you too. Okay. Monica, you are up next. Okay. Yolessa, do you think you have time for another one or two after Monica, or is this it?
I think this is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Monica, you will be last.
Hello, thank you.
Hi. You're
Yeah.
welcome. Where are you joining us from?
I'm in London.
London. Okay.
All right. So, Monica, you're just going to want to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your hips. And can you say your full name out loud once?
Monica Mardare.
Oh, can I get the last name one more time?
Mardare.
Maldare? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Monica. So, do you sometimes feel apathetic? Do you know what I mean? Like you just don't want to do anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a daily feeling for you. Like you sometimes feel like you have to drag your feet. It's like feelings of depression and apathy. Like you really just don't care. I just don't
Yep.
care anymore.
hmm
And do you recognize where that's coming from?
Sorry.
Do you recognize where the apathy is coming from?
I think I have it since childhood, maybe. I mean, I don't know. In different phases and stages and intensities, but it's like really old issues.
Uh, did you have a did you experience like were you when you were your parents strict? I guess I want to ask, or controlling at all, or not really?
I'm struggling to get better all the time. So yeah,
Oh, no,
but
no, I want to ask you: were your parents in your childhood? Were your parents strict or controlling?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very,
Yes.
very.
I see like a finger pointed, like you, like constantly, like you. This is where your apathy is coming from, my dear.
Yeah, I know.
So the anger,
Mhm.
repressed anger, that you couldn't direct, and then your rebellion against your parents is to be apathetic. I don't care. I don't give a F, you know? Go to hell. Like this is your rebellion. Um, you know, um, uh, and the manifestation of your anger toward them It's just they're not really there with you anymore, and you recognize you need to move on with your life, and you want things in your life, and still you're stuck inside of this cycle, psychologically stuck inside this conversation with your parents.
Yes, I'm stuck. That's the word.
Yeah, and it's really the conversation between your parents, both your mother and father. I mean, I saw your father kind of first, but the mother's there as well. Both like, so what have you done to try to get out of that? Like literally, they're in your head, like telling you every day, like putting you down every day.
Yeah.
And you haven't been able to rewrite your information. You haven't been able to tell yourself, like take command and tell yourself anything different. It just like retracts and retracts. And then the habit to rebel just keeps happening and coming forward. Are you aware of your thoughts to that extent?
It's not that I'm not aware. It's just I'm trying to
Okay.
change this.
Okay.
It still is it's like my body is command and my brain is commanded, as you said, by my family situation, my childhood drama, and my body and my
Okay.
brain are prisoners of these events.
Yes.
And tried everything, trust me, like as
Okay.
far as I am aware of,
Okay.
to escape, to live a
Right.
life. I'm not from London, obviously, so I'm living here by myself, but I'm still stuck. It's just like, even though you run away and you hide somewhere else in another country, it's still the same. Nothing
Right. I
changed.
understand. Okay. So the message I have for you is that the reason you couldn't change is because your nervous system is like, you basically have PTSD. Do you know, like PTSD? You have like PTSD from your childhood. So
Yeah.
how can I explain? Like you're numb, basically. Like your fight or flight response. Like you constantly, on some level, feel like you're in danger, feel insecure, and so you can never really relax. And as a result of
Yeah.
never really being able to relax, you never can process what happened to you. You have to be in a state of relaxation to be able to process. So the first thing for you is going to be able to recognize, to melt that numbness, and to recognize your fear. Like, I feel like it's almost like a fear you're going to die. I'm not sure. And to be able to face the fear and realize you're not going to die. And that's going to begin the beginning of the change. So you haven't been able to get out of it because I can't see anything that you've done that has literally addressed that nervous reaction, and like the numbness and the being like this, and the serious fear program that's running, that's underlying everything, even underlying the anger.
Well, to be honest, I've done 2 hypnosis sessions dedicated to this recently. So trust me, I'm trying.
No, I
um,
believe you're trying. When I say you
yeah,
haven't
and I've
done
done
it,
this hopefully. But as you said, the fear of death is just like something that it came really alive. Like the theme of death. It came so like every morning when I wake up, I'm thinking, and every day I'm thinking, like like questioning death, and I'm wondering why is that, is it my age, what's going on, is because my mom is so old and this would happen, why is this an everyday topic to me, why I'm thinking, like it can happen at any time, and what's after, what that is, like these thoughts are so present in my mind, and I'm wondering why, and that's because I don't know. You said something about it right now,
Yes,
and it's just like yes, yeah.
yeah. It's like the fear that came into you as a child toward your parents was like the fear of death. So death is coming up for you in your life. So not because you want to die. It's coming up because um, because because in your childhood, in your situation that you were in, you always felt like you were going to die, even though you weren't, but it felt like that,
Yes.
And so it's like you're trying to overcome that program.
Hmm.
So
So
I wish, in your case, I really need more time to kind of see, because it's the program. It's just the program that needs to come to consciousness, and then after that you'll come out of the fear. It's just the underlying trauma. The program hasn't yet fully come to consciousness.
okay.
Probably because you've continued in your life. Your parents, are you close to your parents? Do they live with you? Do you care for them?
Yes, I'm really connected with my mom, but is that like I love her, but I'm afraid of her, so I'm staying away from
Yes,
her.
that's why it hasn't been easy to get through this, because the trigger is right in front of you.
It's very strong to me, and I cannot face her. So it's my way to keep me safe, staying away from her. I'm calling her every
Yes,
day. I love her in my mom, but
yes, of course.
I can't cope with her.
Yes. So that's part of why it's been hard, is the closeness of the trigger. But if you just bring all those things to consciousness, you'll be able to move through it. It needs to come to consciousness. Um, I hope that sort of makes sense. Like I said, your case, it's like, I wish I had more time. Um, it just needs more time, but that's the essence of it. It's the essence of it.
Okay. So, in action, what shall I do?
Well, like how Dad has such a romance to, like, go through, a deep detox. If you can do something like that, because you need the emotional healing, you need to see the underlying program. Somehow, even nobody's really been able to, or you haven't been able to reveal to your consciousness exactly what the underlying program is. And sometimes that's not easy without putting the body through some type of process that forces the cellular memory to the surface. So whether it's detox or whether it's like some sort of physical energetic training that turns over the cells, you need something to pull out the cellular memory and make it conscious. It's very deeply stuck, like in your bones. And unless you vibrate it and stimulate it and make it come out, it's very hard to touch.
Mhm. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So would you say that hypnosis is not the way for getting out all of this, or maybe I'm not aware even of? Do you think?
Yes, hypnosis is not going to be strong enough. Your physical body
Hmm.
needs stimulation, and then maybe if you use hypnosis or something else together with it, it will work.
Hmm.
But by itself, I don't feel like it's strong enough, frankly. Yes.
So
It's
which
too
other way
uphill.
would you suggest? What would you just suggest for this? Like
Well, that's why I suggested, like, detox or some other
detox?
physical, yeah, or some other physical type of thing. Dehasa, we can't hear you. I think you're muted. Are you?
Yeah, she's muted.
I muted myself. What the hell?
Mhm.
All right. I think honestly, like Yolessa is being very kind of,
Nice about it.
yeah. But I honestly think, because I've done her detox, I honestly think that if you do her detox, it will help you tremendously, right? There are so many, maybe there are different ways, many different ways to do it. For me personally, I have done her detox, and literally it reached me to like she says, to the cellular level, to the cellular level. And I know not just for me, so many people have done it. and have seen so much healing from it, right? Programs, for me personally, it has been programs that one specific program, right, for me was self-devaluation, because for a long time I felt like I was not good for anything. I felt like, and this really came from very subtle things that happened to me or for me as a child, right? And I actually never made a big deal out of it. But what it did is literally installed one specific program in me, which made me feel like I wasn't worth anything, that I don't have a voice, that no matter what I have to say, it doesn't matter. You know, whatever you know, it doesn't matter. The hairstyle, you don't matter at all, right? And this actually helped me a lot recover that. It helped me uh, literally find my voice. It helped me become more courageous. It may help me become more confident in my life. And when
So
I did this talks, actually, I remember some of you who are here at the time. Actually, so even though I didn't talk about it publicly, I was going through the detox privately. I didn't talk about it the first time. And I remember that people in my audience started asking me, "What the hell is going on with you, Tehessa? You're looking much brighter, or you look so much more confident than ever before," and stuff like that. And it was because of the detox, because I was really literally peeling more of the layers so that I can literally access more love within myself. Right? Which is why I shared this, which is why I invited Yolessa to come share with, you know, like, because we are about to start again this coming week. We're starting on Wednesday. And each time that happens, also, of course, I want to share with as many people as possible. And we already have quite a few ladies already registered. We're all excited to get going, and I'm looking forward to seeing the changes in them. And I've seen it with other groups before, and I'm looking forward to seeing the changes in myself. Right? I'm really, really excited, because each time that I have done it, I've really gone to deeper layers, deeper layers, deeper layers. You know, so that's what she is being very silent about not sharing, right? I think it's
Yeah.
because she doesn't want to push her own program. But I personally, I have done it. I can attest for it. There has to be a reason why I keep doing it over and over again, because I know how much healing it is for me. You know, does it make sense, Monica?
yeah. So what is the program and what is about? If you can tell in few words.
Okay, Yolessa, you have the floor. Can you tell her what the program is, how it
Yeah.
works? Yeah.
So it's a 28-day detox, and the first week you spent preparing. So there's two main aspects to it. The first is, yeah, you need to change your diet because this is a detox. So you know, you go plant-based. And there's a specific food list. You got recipes, and you spend the first week sort of integrating the food list for the next 28 days. So the reason you need to change your diet is because there is a biochemistry to this. So when we change our diet and eat these specific foods, and then we then bring in the herbs. So I will be sending a package to everyone with like different herbs and products in it. It's your detox products. And when you combine these all together and use them in a specific way, it is guaranteed to pull out the plaque in the body, empty out the toxins in the organs, and bring that cellular memory, push that cellular memory through the system so that it can be like dealt with. So that's the base of it. But then the essence of this is that we do emotional healing. So we do, you know, twice a week. I will do something called emotion mapping. And essentially, I'm energetically connecting with each person. And I'm not just reading, actually. Emotion mapping is about tracing the root of a trauma, being able to unveil it. And then once you unveil it, the power of unveiling it is that the consciousness can actually integrate it and accept it. And therefore you can get over it for good. That's how the natural healing system works. So when you combine that with what happens physiologically in the body, the cellular memory leaves, and then, you know, the brain integrates what happened. That's how you overcome trauma forever, or like for good. That's how it works. That's why it's so powerful. And that's why just doing up here, work up here in the consciousness is, it doesn't, the habit will come back over and over again until your physical body excretes those cells, actually.
Mhm.
It's interesting because every 7 years, the body completely regenerates itself. So technically, every 7 years, we should be a different person, and we're not. And that's because we recreate ourselves according to our old habits. But with detox, you wouldn't do that. You would keep recreating yourself with new, like truly, like not based on who you have been or where you've been. You'd be truly creating, like with freedom. So that's the essence of it. So, it's, for me, the 28 days is like a short time. The effects last forever. It's an education, and you'll use it again, if not like forever. And the information that you gain in the detox is truly like hard to come by information. Hard to come by information. Truly high level, hard to come by information. That once you have, you can spiritually use it to your advantage. Always. That's the essence of it.
The most beautiful, am I muted again? Did I mute myself
No,
again?
you're not.
Can you hear me? Okay. I think for me, like as I was even sharing yesterday, the most beautiful thing for me has been that I think the first round was deeply, deeply, deeply healing. But then as I kept doing it, sure, I'm sure a lot of healing is happening. But what I'm seeing is that even my senses are opening more, and this is what I'm seeing now. This is why I'm getting so excited. All my senses, my spiritual senses, my like, I can feel myself so much more. I can even intuitively, I connect more deeper, like something is happening with me, and I'm getting so excited about it. Even though the first time might be healing, and of course more healing can come along the way. I feel like the most important thing that this does really is getting you like a deeper connection with our true essence.
Yes.
If I can, I don't even know if that makes sense, right? Sometimes I feel like I'm in the Hester land.
Yes,
But
but it
yeah,
is. It's
yeah,
your true essence is
yeah,
the root of your confidence and your self-worth.
yeah.
And as a result of being connected with it, you can overcome anything.
Yes, you can.
It's the lack of connection that kind of prevents us from being able to integrate or heal ourselves.
Basically, it's really helping you do what we are all here to do, is get back to ourselves. Literally,
Yeah.
that's all it is. Yeah. Does anybody have? Do you guys have any? Monica, do you have any other questions?
Yes, how do I get to this detox then? Because
Okay,
I'm not
so I
sure.
do have a link right here. Can you see the chat box right now?
Let me see. Oh, yes. Oh, I see the chat box. I
Okay,
don't
so
see
I
it.
just shared 2 links. One link is for pay in full payment,
Okay.
or the other link is you can make it 2 payments. If you decide to do payment plan, right? It's 2 bi-weekly payment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have a look. Yeah. So it's loading. Okay. So yeah. I cannot hear now.
It's loading.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
okay. So for those of you who decide to join us, today is actually the last day to do so, just
Yes.
FYI. And I'm really looking forward to our experience starting Wednesday.
Yes.
Really
Yes.
excited. I'm really excited. I was just listening to Karen's video from the other day, and I
Yes.
never shared that with you, did I? I didn't share that with you. I should
No.
share the link
Yeah.
with you. I will share the link with you later. And one of the things that I asked her was, does she feel that she started feeling more whole? That's one thing, that's one word that And she said, definitely, because that's the one word that I definitely used to define or to describe it after my very
Yeah.
first detox was finally I felt more whole. I literally felt more whole. And for me, like energy trainings and stuff like that, it became much more smooth, you know,
Yes.
much more smooth, much more like there has been such an ease, much more, because like less conflict in my mind. I think that's
Yes.
the thing, because when we have so much conflict in our minds, we drain so much energy. It's
Yeah.
crazy and it's so exhausting. But what I
Yes.
have noticed thing is that when there's less conflict in our mind, then we actually have more energy to dedicate to the things that we truly, truly, truly want to be doing in our lives, as
Yes.
opposed to being stuck and caught up in all these other things that we grew up with or that we experience with and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Really? Oh, I missed this comment. Let me say, I took a $10,000 online course, and in it addressed that what Yolessa
Yolessa just
said
said,
about the
yeah.
body regenerating every 7 years and memory being held in cells. The program went over the info and the supplement. But what I needed was a circle of women to do this with, to feel supported. This is really important because there is a lot of information out there, no doubt, right? There is a lot of information out there, but a lot of the times it doesn't, not that I'm, like, not that I'm putting down anybody's program. Far be from me to do that. But I find that a lot of the times it's the integration of it, or sometimes
Mm,
there's a lack of like really putting your hands to the, like just
yes.
getting to it. Like information alone does not help. This is what I have come to see.
Yes. The
Information alone
energy
doesn't
needs to be
help.
connected.
Information
Yeah.
doesn't help, but somewhere we have
Yeah.
to actually connect with it, right? Which is why
Yes.
I love energy trainings, which is why I love the detox, which is why we are doing this again. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I get so excited. Hi, Monica. It was so lovely to meet you. Did you enjoy
Yes.
your
Yeah.
session? Did
Thank
you
you.
enjoy your session?
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. I hope that you get to bring a lot of livelihood and vibrancy into your life, and that you get to start really, 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 truly enjoying your life the way that you want it. Right? The way that
Yeah.
you want. That's my wish for you. And if you
Thank
decide
you.
to join us in the detox, we'll be so happy to have you. And we are going to have such a good time together. I promise. All
Thank
right.
you very much.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a
Bye.
Yes.
wonderful day.
Have a
You
wonderful
too.
day.
Bye bye. Bye
Bye.
bye. Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
Yeah, Lily is right. There's a difference between learning and
Learning
doing
and
it.
doing
Yeah,
it.
there's a big
Yeah.
difference. That there's a big difference. It's one thing to learn, and I learned a lot of things in my lifetime. But it wasn't until I really started integrating and really
Yes.
doing it, applying, that it made a difference. So if you are here, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have any
Yes.
questions? Please feel free to ask your questions in the comment sections. In the meantime, any last words, Yolessa, before we go?
Um, I always say just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
I
Yeah,
don't know what else to say because I I just know that it doesn't matter what kind of program you have, what kind of issue you have,
yeah,
this will address it.
yeah, yeah,
Fundamentally,
yeah,
um, fundamentally,
yeah,
and even if you've tried a million things and they didn't work,
yeah,
I'm very confident it will work.
yeah. Can you, on that note, can you also share, like earlier we had somebody who's really angry with their dad, somebody who has just gone through tremendous loss, somebody who, what was the first issue? Somebody who is struggling, detaching themselves from a relationship, stuck in a
Mhm.
relationship. Can you share how all these things are impacting one, like physically, like even like
Mm.
or emotional, and like the emotional body, and
Oh,
how
yeah.
does the detox address all those issues? Yeah.
So when so all of those things create stress, basically. You have a conflict, and a conflict inside of you, that fighting that's going on inside of you, creates stress. And basically, what the stress does is it causes the body to go into fight or flight and try to protect. And when it does that, it builds up plaque, actually. Do you know the body basically intoxicates itself when you're under emotional stress? So, a food affects you, but your emotions do too. And so those emotions basically intoxicate your body and build up the plaque, and plaque hold the toxins. And then the blockages happen over time if it's not addressed. The blockages build up, um, and your system actually starts to shut down. It's not just on a physical level, energetically, emotionally. Um, you noticed yourself becoming more imbalanced. You're not able to manifest as well, move forward. Choices become harder. All these things happen, as a result of that stress. So during this detox, is basically we're opening up the channels so that your body and your emotional body, your energetic body, your mind can actually process all of that stress and become a better stress processor in general, so that you're and then once your body and brain has learned how to integrate certain kinds of conflicts and information, even if you were to meet with that energy again, do you know, it wouldn't block you. Your body would know exactly what to do with it. You know how to
How to
integrate it,
manage
how to
it.
deal
Yeah.
with it, how to manage it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's the power of doing this, and that's why just doing meditation or other things divorced from things that are going to regenerate the cells, has its limitation.
Hmm. All right. Okay. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what.
Yeah.
Hey, Melody, nice to have you here. All right. So those are the last words. So
Those
what
are
I'm
the last
going to do is I'm going to put the links to sign up for the detox again under here. And then that's it. I hope that you do join us. I'm personally really excited for what kind of awakening I'm going to have this time. I'm
Yeah.
really excited. And what kind of growth is waiting for me? It has all like honestly been that, and charging up, of course, has been a source of like for me, like generating more energy in myself, so that I can focus more on creating what it is that I want to create. Focus more of my energy. The more energy I have, of course, the more I can create, the more I can manifest, the more I can focus on what I want to focus on and make that happen and create that. And that's what this is all about for me. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. I'm so sorry for the little snafu at the beginning of our live streaming today, but we went with the flow. It's all good. I'm so glad you were able to join us live. If you are watching this on a replay, feel free to please comment, share your opinion, share what your awakenings or what pops up for you, or if you have any question also, you can ask in the comment section, and then I'll see you soon. Those of you who are in the detox or coming into the detox, I will see you soon. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Bye, Yolessa. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.